that. And if you could go back to your younger self or someone who was, middle school athlete playing football, what would you tell them to help them along the way? You talked about the trials and tribulations. What could you advise them as it relates to getting through those trials and tribulations?
Just stay on the path. It's going to be bumps and bruises, all type of things. Just stay on the path.
All right. Thank you, man. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Shakur, here's Matheus from Time Out Brazil. Congratulations for going for the NFL draft. A lot of scouts talk about your versatility on the secondary, that you can play corner, can play slot, can do a lot of things. How do you think there's going to be a smooth transition for you in the NFL? Like, what spot do you see yourself better, like in the first year, or for understanding better the game?
I mean, honestly, I don't have a preference. I don't lose anything playing inside or outside.
And how do you think that the pro day can help your players, like, because you don't have the combine and all of 2020 season was totally different? How do you think that the pro day can help your in this process of the draft?
Just show what type of player I am, show what type of work ethic I have, and intensity I bring, my persona.
Thank you. Good luck.
We'll go back to the chat now, and it looks like we're up to Matt Wenzel with M Live. Matt.
Hey, Shakur, your first 2 years here, you had Justin Lane leave early as a pro. You had Josiah go. You saw guys that pretty much came in a similar situation, do the same thing. How much did you learn from them in kind of taking the same step?
Them guys kind of paved the way for me, especially Josiah is my old roommate. So we used to talk a lot, he helped me with the plays, and Justin was like my big brother when I came on campus. So he helped me a lot through the path too.
And did you get feedback from the advisory committee before declaring? And if so, I was wondering just if you could share what kind of their view of you was.
Honestly, I didn't even get it back. So I didn't get it.
Is there anything in particular you were looking to show today for the scouts?
Just my work ethic, what I bring to the table.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Our next question will go to Matt Charbonneau, the Detroit News.
Hey, Shakur, obviously, we saw how you performed on the field, especially last year. When you played that well and you've shown out on film, do you actually get a little bit nervous in these sort of pro day settings where, it's a little bit different, where it's just times and stopwatches and all that? Is it different, or how much different is it?
No, I'm to the point where pressure is all in your mind, so.
Did you train specifically for I know there's no combine, but a lot of the same sort of drills. Did you do specific training for this as opposed to just what you would normally do?
No, it was the same process.
All right. Thanks, man.
Our next question will go to Chris Solar, the Detroit Free Press.
Shaq, kind of wondered if you could walk us through the decision process. When did you kind of decide, okay, this is my path, I'm going to leave the eligibility on the table, and what have you done since? Did you go elsewhere? Where did you go to train, and who have you been working with?
Well, I wasn't thinking about leaving until the second from last game of the season, because, I was just focused on the season. And when it came to the point, I made the decision, talked it over with my dad and coaches. And then after that, I went to Exos in Pensacola, Florida. Then I went to Bomberitos in Miami.
With making that decision, I guess what went into it in your mind? Because obviously you have a year left, or maybe two, that with the COVID situation. What made this the time for you?
I felt like I was physically, mentally, and emotionally ready.
Our next question will go to Alan Sanders.
Yeah, just talking about your relationship with Justin Lane, I wondered if you've talked to the Steelers at all in this process.
Yes, I have.
What was that like? And in general, what have you been hearing from the NFL teams that you've talked to?
I mean, it was a good conversation. I've talked to pretty much everybody, and it's all good things.
Anything specific that you feel like you wanted to show today, or you wanted to accomplish today?
I went out there and gave it all I got, put my best foot forward. So
Thank you.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go to Audrey Dahlgren with WLNS.
Shakur, who did you talk to the most when it came to making your decision? And maybe, obviously, a big factor is your own to leave, but who maybe helped you and talked you through most of the process and what it would be like to leave and kind of not hold your hand, but you know what I mean? Who helped you the most in that aspect?
I would say my father.
Was there anything specifically that he mentioned to you that stuck out?
Just, weigh all the options.
Okay, thanks.
Our last question will go to Rico Cooney with Spartan Magazine.
Hey, Shakur, congratulations on your day. Hey, can you talk about if you had a little better vibe from one or more teams? And also, do you have any visits set up for any kind of, interviews or training?
We're not doing the visits this year because of the COVID situation. But I mean, I got the same vibe from everybody, everybody, it's a lot of good dudes in the business, so it's all good.
So just quick follow-up. So would you be doing like maybe a second Zoom meeting with teams?
I mean, through the process, yeah, we'll be doing more Zoom meetings and talking to them. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you, Shakur, for your time. Really appreciate it. Congrats on a great pro day. And we'll have, I think, Antoine Simmons or Naquan Jones up next. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shakur. Good luck.